something that just catastrophically happens with a piece of equipment or something, we don't anticipate any mid-year budget adjustments or anything like that that'll be needed.
No, sir, I don't.
But that's going to be a change of paradigm, because we've gotten fairly used to,
I know.
easily approving budget amendments mid-year.
The only thing, sir, that I like would be the garbage trucks when we bring that back to, from the grant. We'll have to address that.
But it's not going to be in year one, right?
Shouldn't be.
So we have
Because it takes about 9 to 10 months to get that truck. So we should be making a presentation to you in around the October time frame, and then as we go forward, outline the schedule. In the schedule, we should be actually talking about that first payment in the next budget year workshop, which would then be over in October 2020.
And I did include it in the second year, but
But yeah, Dan, I think that's a good point, is that we need to try to hold the line mid-year. It doesn't do you good to fight hard at the beginning of the year if you don't hold the line mid-year as well.
Well, I know we all have budgets to live in, but sometimes something happens, or, you know, the police department can have something, you got a major offense and your crime, lab bill just goes, you got to do DNA and all this stuff that you're not anticipating. Those are unforeseen things that can happen, but, car blows up, you lose the motor or transmission. You're not anticipating that, but it could happen. Truck could do the same thing.
we just hope that it don't. That's what we're building on, what we knew about our equipment, what we knew about our vehicles.
We really put our noses to the grindstone on this one. It's one of the tough ones.
It reflects and as to what had to be done to get down to the number that we had to be in there. And I certainly thank all the department heads, because I know if you didn't need it, you weren't going to ask for it. But sometimes you just got to make those cuts that, which one do I need the most?
You know, one thing related to the revenue enhancement we have built in is on the solid waste side, right?
The one is,
The revenue enhancement, the possible rate increase.
it does include a dollar for the budget.
Right, but there's not anything for water.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there is? What percentage of that?
On the sewer, because the EPA's mandate for us to have two operators that do nothing but sewer, that's because the goal is not to have any overflow, that's what they're working for. That's going to incorporate an increase in for sewer this year, plus considering everything that goes up throughout the year. That's an increase in the sewer that's going to be about 5.9%. Now, the water is about a 4% increase. And I gave you all a projected printout that I went through. What we anticipated in revenues last year looks like we're going to fall about $80,000 short of that this year. So it's not that to happen next year. I wanted to get the rates down as close to what they really are, and only counted them as about a 95-96% collection, because you don't get 100% in the water.
So your memo was really only addressing the general fund.
Really addressing the general fund. We weren't through with the water at the time we put packets together.
Okay.
Where do we stand on our contract for electricity now? How many years is left on that?
We still got about 4 more years on that.
We got 4.
Yeah. Remember we signed the loan?
No, no, it's certainly going up.
So, Marvin, one of the things that I've been concerned about is, you're the rate, heating or whatever, you understand better. But if there's a way I know we have to bring in so much money to fund, you know, the water system and the sewer system and all that. But I wonder, just from talking to citizens, whatnot, if our minimums are appropriate. Like, what I mean by that is, you know, if you've got one person living in a house, you know, their water bill, meaning the whole utility bill, because that's what people think of as water bill, if that minimum is appropriate compared to a family of 6 living in that house, you know?
Yeah.
I know it's based on usage, I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but
The minimums are, but when you get into the usage for those that go over that,
But,
you no longer are in that area.
but depending on how you set up your rate structure,
Yeah.
right, I mean, your minimums could be lower, and then the variable part could be bigger, so that a household of 6 is paying quite a bit more than a household of 1.
I agree with that.
And so I'm afraid,
Because I'm a single person in a house paying for what, you know, same thing as a 6-person household does.
right, so my understanding is the minimum bill is about $95 to $100.
That's for everything.
Right, that's everything. But then, I mean, I just know my own bill with 4 people, running a sprinkler system with green grass is often $130 or something. So I don't know that makes sense to me, that,
That's why I ran a list of all the cities around and showed y'all what the different rates are amongst all the cities that are local or that I can,
did you look at that piece of it, the minimums?
Yes, I looked at the minimums, and ours is not the highest, it's like in the mid area.
So based on that, you think our minimum compared to heavier users is about the same as it is for the
Well, I think our minimums compare, you know, as far as the heavy users, then you get into a different situation.
Okay. But you understand the point I'm
Yeah.
exploring.
And one thing, when the in-district, out-of-district thing goes away, and I believe it's in 2022, when that goes away, it's harder to figure that because you have to figure the percentage of how many is in each district. For instance, in-district is about 80% of this city, about 20% on the other. But it's hard to get it, you know, real close there. You're estimating. And people that are out of district are paying $4 or $5 more, and the reason they are is because that's what, an ad valorem tax that they would have had to pay had they been in district.
Back in 1945 or whatever.
See, I brought the same thing up on garbage some years back. You got houses with 6 families living in it, paying the same as one with 1 person in that. And it's nothing we can do about that, because
But the water was miserable though.
I have a little bitty bag that I'm paying how much a month for. We have 0 bags we pay for.
How do you judge it?
Yeah.
How would you walk them through that? If you're gonna put a minimum, how would we know how many people live in that house?
Well,
You couldn't do it, it'd have to be on usage, for at least for the water, is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
By lowering the base, but raising the usage part, so that one person's using a lot less.
Yeah, we got, you have to know how much they use first.
Yeah, if the minimum's based on 400 gallons a month, and you're only using 200, you're getting shafted versus the guy that actually uses
you
it.
can have your well out there and you're still gonna pay your minimum.
Yeah.
A lot of cities, they're lowering their bases down. In years past, several years past, we were giving away 2,000 and 3,000 gallons with the base. And then they brought them all down to 1,000 gallons. That way, it still protected the elderly resident that didn't use anything, but then the family of 6 that had started charging right after the 1,000 versus charging after the 3,000.
Because it's more equitable for the people using more of it to pay more.